Hello, everyone. Welcome to That Local Life. I'm your host, Sydney. This is Tyler.
Hey, good morning, everybody. We have two very special guests here today. This is episode, 6, I think?
Yeah, I think
episode
so.
6. These guys own the Owyhee River Ranch on the way up to the lake. We have Alex and Jenny.
Hi.
They are from Boise. Recently moved here back in April, I believe. Yep. Cool. Okay, let's hop right into it then. What brought you guys here?
Well, we own 10 acres outside of Boise and Eagle.
Okay.
And we kind of just got into the whole farming, self-sustaining lifestyle. And
yeah, I love it. 10
acres got to be too small real quick. So,
nice.
So that was kind of...
Kind of what brought you guys out this way.
Yeah, it was, we kind of just enjoyed that lifestyle. And
definitely. And I seen that place kind of popped up for sale, and you guys hopped on it real quick. Was that your guys' first choice when you came out here, or?
Well, it was just kind of weird, looking to see, how much can we expand our little farm and live that lifestyle. So it was just
definitely
kind of came up for sale, and it's like, oh, this is just exactly what we need. And it's
absolutely.
Were you guys kind of looking at surrounding areas of Boise, or did you know you wanted to be land out here?
We were kind of looking in Parma, outside of Boise. Growing up in Boise, it's gotten too big, too
that's
fast.
where I'm from. I was born and raised in Boise, and it's crazy how much has changed.
Exactly.
I've been out here maybe 7 months, and every time I go into Boise, I'm like,
it's just like claustrophobic.
It is.
It's overwhelming
I'm like,
almost.
people.
Yes, we still love it, but it's just growing up there, and now we have 3 kids. It's just like, it's just not the same. So we wanted to get out of town, be close. We still have family. We both grew up in Boise, so Alex's parents are there, and all of his family. My grandmother. My parents actually just moved a couple years ago out to Nissa.
Oh, okay.
So they were the ones that told us about the listing and kind of turned us onto it. But we were looking in Parma and kind of surrounding farmland sort of areas.
Yeah. That's awesome.
So did you guys sell your place over there in Boise, move out here?
Eagle.
You guys still?
Yep.
Nope,
we sold it. Yep.
Okay. Very nice. So what kind of... Well, I know that place has kind of had unique history. It's got a solar on the property. And did it have the yurts and stuff like that before you guys came in?
Yeah, so they were running it as a bed and breakfast. So we rent out an RV, a yurt, and then there's a bunkhouse.
Okay.
We've since stopped renting out the bunkhouse because we put our kids out there.
Oh,
sure.
It works out beautiful for us.
There you go.
They're just like a breezeway away, so they're close but far at the same time.
That's awesome.
And we still rent out the yurt and the trailer. And then we actually just got back from Cottage Grove. We bought 2 new yurts, and we're in the process of building them up.
That's
so
awesome.
we can rent them out. So we're moving primarily into yurts.
Yeah. Are you guys planning on having those yurts ready for this next spring
so.
or summer, I guess?
Yep, that's the
Very
plan.
Cool.
That is cool. What gave you the idea to add more yurts? Was the one yurt maxed out and you needed more? Or?
It definitely rents out a lot, and it's just easier. I don't know. It's like camping, like glamping almost. Like that's kind of what people want to do when they come fly fish, is that they don't necessarily need to, be super fancy, but it's just nice to.
When you guys are so close to the lake too, it makes it really convenient.
Yep. Yeah. When the river runs right through our property, and
which
there's
is
pretty
awesome.
Decent fishing, private access right on the property. So
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
So included with their stay, do you guys let them fish off the property right there?
Yep. We built a dock this year that people can swim off of and fish from.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
That's really awesome.
That is really cool, actually. So, in kind of the light of that, what's kind of the future for the ranch there? Like, how many acres do you guys actually have? Are you guys gonna populate it with more yurts, trailers? How does that work?
So we have 40 acres.
Okay.
And it's right on the river. So coming up next is going to be two new yurts.
Okay.
And then we also want to do some camping spots.
Sure.
Some kind of built-in camping spots.
Okay.
And then in the future we want to do some more little cabins.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Yeah,
That'd
that would be
awesome.
cool. Kind of like tiny homes.
So for the camping wise, is it just going to be dry camping, so to speak? Or are you guys do you guys have restroom facilities on your property? How does that work?
We do have one now, but it's one.
Yeah.
So we need to expand the restrooms is everything.
Gotcha.
And our goal is in the yurts to have bathrooms and a shower.
Oh,
So that'll
okay.
be kind of a self-contained, building or kind of accommodation. And then for the camping, we have it's called the hooch. So it's like a whole kitchen setup with like all
Okay.
the
Oh,
pots
that's
and pans
awesome.
and cooking, and there's a bathroom and a shower there, and so that's where most of our
That's cool.
guests.
So it's like a central like hangout area.
Yep,
so
exactly.
To speak.
Like
That's
a meeting
cool.
place.
TVs.
Yeah.
Oh wow,
And,
that's neat.
everything you need to make a meal and
Uh-huh.
all
Yeah.
that good stuff. So.
Yeah.
That's really cool. That's actually really cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So I know, kind of like on a planning zoning side, how did that work? Did you guys have to go in and get more of that approved? Like, were you guys zoned agricultural? How were you guys zoned?
So the previous owner, he was gonna, before they decided to sell, they were planning on doing the same thing.
Sure.
So they got all the permitting done for.
Oh, well, that makes
So
it
we
easy.
have permitting for what was
6
it?
yurts.
6 years.
Okay.
That's awesome.
And a handful of campsites
Yeah.
already.
Interesting. Are you guys zoned ag right there, or are you guys zoned something else?
I forget what it is. It's not agricultural. It's some mixed use.
Okay. Do you guys have
I know
water
it's
rights?
tricky. We do. Yep,
do?
it comes off the river.
Okay.
Yep. It was part of like the Homestead Act is how it's out there. There's not very much private land out there, and so a lot of the zoning, it's I don't know.
Kind of grandfathered in.
yeah,
so to
exactly.
Back when you got 40 acres and a mule,
Yeah.
You just, yeah, right here looks good, honey. Let's set up
Yep.
shop.
Exactly. Yeah, but the whole property is completely off grid. We have a well. We have the solar that you mentioned, and the yeah.
That is really unique, actually, and to be able to provide people to stay there. I mean, that really. I mean, I'm sure you guys have some weird people that drive through there every once in a while, but I mean, to be able to provide somebody like that a stay on the river, because I mean, we're ranked nationally for fly fishing on that river there, and I mean that's the biggest draw. So, and there's nothing and nowhere for people to stay on the river. So that is really cool that you guys have got the vision to keep going with that.
Yeah. We've liked it so far. We're definitely
Yeah,
looking
it's-
to do more.
Yeah, I always said when we were getting into this, you assume like, you're gonna deal with some people that are not gonna be fun to deal with,
Right.
and they're gonna be kind of. But it really
The
hasn't.
river dwellers.
It really hasn't been the case that all our guests have been like really cool and
Really?
very respectful of the property.
That's amazing.
That's awesome. I think a lot of the people coming here are just strictly to enjoy what we have here. You know what I mean? So they,
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
their vacation.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
like their best.
They're
part of
coming to
their year,
respect
and-
where we are and
Exactly.
the things that are around us.
Well, that's really cool. Let's kind of take a turn here. So, where did you guys grow up? Did you guys grow up in Boise? Born and raised right there?
Yep.
Okay. What did you guys do before this? Jenny or Alex? Yeah, either one.
Yeah, I'm a nurse practitioner. I still work for
Okay.
St. Luke's.
Oh, okay.
So I was primarily my whole career has been neurosurgery, and then when we decided to move out to the ranch, I took a new job in telehealth. So now I can
Oh,
work
okay.
Oh, that's
remotely
awesome.
from home.
Yeah.
So it works really well.
That's
Nice.
super cool.
So, have you always done that kind of realm?
I've
of
always
stuff?
been in medicine. Yep, I'm going into my 11th year as a nurse practitioner, and before that was a nurse.
Do you miss? You don't work at St. Luke's anymore?
I work for St. Luke's, but I
Okay.
work from home remotely.
Okay.
So before that, I was in neurosurgery, and a few days a week I was operating and
Do you
and then
miss doing that?
clinic. Yeah,
Yeah.
a little bit. It's a little bit different, but the
Yeah.
trade-off is you just can't argue with it.
Yeah,
I mean, to
yeah.
be living where we are and have our kids out where we, how we want to raise them, and
Peace and quiet.
it's worth it.
Is
Yeah.
definitely worth it. Alex, how about you, man?
Yeah, so before we came out here, I was a union pipe fitter.
Okay.
So I mainly worked at Micron there.
Okay.
So yeah, I did that for a long time, and once we kind of jumped whole hog into this, so
Yeah.
Just jumped in with both feet. That's
Amongst
cool.
other things,
You-
he's also worked at the prison,
Ah.
the archery
Ooh.
counter at Cabela's.
Wow,
Done a
very
whole bunch of different-
There's little odds and end pieces here
Exactly,
and there.
yeah.
I think that's where you gain your most experience. Is just doing
Yeah.
little things like that to build, and then now obviously it's kind of turning into more business for you guys. So.
Yeah, you have to be pretty well-rounded and handy to have a place like we do.
I
Yeah.
agree.
It's a lot
You
of
guys
work.
got to be mechanics, farmers, ranchers, business people, cooks probably
Well,
sometimes.
Thank God for YouTube and Google.
Plumbers.
Right.
yeah, and being off grid the way we are, there's no one to come help you when something goes wrong. And
Yeah, so you're like, okay,
things go
YouTube.
wrong. Like, so
Things go wrong every day here on the grid, so I can't imagine off the grid. That's pretty funny. So did you guys go to the same high school? How did you guys meet?
We went to different high schools. I went to Centennial. Alex was at Eagle, and we actually met in Canada at a church youth group.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so I was 16. Were you 17?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've been together for a long time. We actually just last month had our 15-year wedding anniversary.
Oh, that's awesome.
Congratulations.
That's crazy. You both are from the same town, but you did not meet there.
Yeah,
in Canada.
Going to a different country.
Yeah. That's cool though.
Huh, interesting. How did that come out? You guys obviously aren't super old. How many kids do you guys have?
3.
3? So you guys are what? 40?
I'm 35.
35? Okay.
37.
37?
There
I
you
was
go.
off.
It's okay.
Okay. That's cool. So you guys are pretty young. Awesome. You guys grew up doing, did you say ministry? Is that that's how you guys kind of met? Or you just like through a random
Just
church
went
group
to
that you had?
Church youth
Yeah, it
group.
was just a church trip, and
That's cool. You guys went to
been together
Canada.
ever since.
What was the first date you guys went on?
We went to the movies, I think. Laura Croft Tomb Raider.
Oh
It's the
my
movie
gosh.
that- no. We went to the
That's
zoo
funny.
first. That was the first movie that
Yeah,
we saw,
that's right.
though.
That's
We
awesome.
went to the zoo for the first
Okay.
date.
That's
Yeah.
cute. That's cute. Way to
Very
go. Way to
cool.
go. That's cool. So, do your kids enjoy that lifestyle?
Yes.
You guys are out there? I mean,
Yes.
sure they like playing
They
in the
do.
mud. And,
Yep,
They,
our oldest is 11, Ellie. Noah is 8, and Lucy's 5.
So yeah,
They're
it
very
was-
active. And
Yeah.
They were pretty. They had a lot of reservations about this whole idea, especially our oldest.
Sure.
Just getting to that age where
Yeah.
friends are really important.
Having to make
and
new
so
ones
it's- yeah.
okay.
But now that we've been there for a while, they can't imagine
They're
living
like,
anywhere
"Heck
else.
Yeah, I get to
We-
wake up and do whatever I want.
go hop in the river and swim every day.
Which is so
and-
nice. I bet that's so awesome.
That would be phenomenal.
Yeah, it was. It was just a few weeks ago. I mentioned to our son if he ever wanted to live in a city, he's just like, no.
He's like, why would you ever say
He's
that
like,
to me?
There's too many people.
That's blasphemy. That's funny. So, do they go to school online? Do they go to public
They
school?
actually go to Adrian.
They go to
Very
Adrian
Yeah,
cool.
we're
now?
only about 15 minutes away from the Adrian
That's
school.
not
So
Very nice.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah, it's a nice small school.
It is
Yeah.
very
So
small
it's-
school.
It's a great school,
Yeah,
like, especially
good.
this day and age.
Uh-huh.
Like,
Yeah, we've been
It's
really
a-
happy.
It's hard to come by good schools that actually want to teach you something that
yeah,
it's not.
Well,
in
just kind of
line
more
with somebody's
conservative
agenda.
values, and that's kind of
Mhm.
where we were wanting to get away from Boise is just politics.
Well, and it's so
just-
much easier to give the kids the attention they need when it comes to learning if there's
Yeah.
way less kids.
Yeah.
So,
More
Totally.
more one-on-one style training
Yeah.
versus 1 to 400 or whatever it is in those Boise schools now.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
insane.
yeah. And there's our son's gonna be lucky because there's 7 boys in his class. And
Oh my
Like,
gosh.
over
20
20
girls.
some
Really?
Oh,
Yes.
That's a nice boy to girl ratio right there.
that's awesome.
That's funny. That is funny. So how old are you kids again?
11,
11.
8, and 5.
Okay, so good age spread there.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
not too close, not too far away.
Still fun ages.
They're
Yes.
very fun.
Yes.
That is really cool.
Yep, they're
The-
independent enough, wiping their own butts.
Right?
But they still
You
like,
can
they
leave
still
them
like
alone
us.
for a little bit
Yes.
and still just check in, make sure they're still
Exactly.
alive.
Yes, that
Our,
is
our
funny.
youngest likes to really enjoys hanging out with our guests
Uh-huh.
that we have.
Oh my
So,
gosh,
you
that's
know,
funny.
Yeah, she'll disappear and I'll be like, oh crap, I haven't seen Lucy in like an hour. She's just hanging out in the hooch with the guests, like chatting it up. Just like, what are you doing?
That is beautiful.
At least she's not shy.
No,
Yeah, that
oh my
teaches
gosh.
great personal
Yeah,
skills that way.
Yeah, for sure. We've had to like tell our guests like, you send her home if.
Right? You can tell her to leave. It's
Yeah.
okay.
Oh,
Yeah, she'll like, hey, you want to come look at all the animals?
Oh
Like,
my
But
gosh.
yeah, she does farm tours.
That's
for
awesome.
for
Want to
our
do this?
guests.
Want to do this?
Exactly.
In the description of it, you guys just need to be personal tour guide.
Yes.
Our 5-year-old.
That's funny. Do they have an interest? I mean, they're obviously really young at the moment, but do they have an interest in continuing on with the ranch as it goes on, or is that conversation you guys have had yet?
I think our oldest is very
Mm-hmm.
into animals and ranching, and I don't know with the other two.
Yeah,
They're two.
I don't know, they're kind of young enough that.
They're just enjoying life at the moment.
Well, that's all
Yeah.
really they know at this point.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right,
that's
right.
all they can remember is just even when we were living in Eagle. We've always had cattle and
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they've been
Things
around
don't
it their
look
whole
different.
lives. Yeah.
Yeah, so the real challenge is just them not becoming pets.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
especially our oldest, like whenever we
Have to, yeah.
we have we're cooking meat for dinner, and she's
Uh-huh.
like, "This isn't one of our animals, is it?"
Oh my
This
gosh.
isn't Becky, I promise.
we may have lied to her a few times.
That is funny. That's funny. Okay, well that's cool. So when it comes to how many like different animal species you guys have?
gosh.
Cattle, llamas. What do you guys
We
got?
have Highland cows, llamas. Alex is into archery hunting, so he uses them for packing.
Oh,
okay.
Backcountry.
Yeah, I heard llamas are really awesome for that.
They're just so low,
Low
maintenance
maintenance.
compared to a horse. Which,
Interesting.
That's
A
nice.
horse can carry a lot of weight, but a llama you can just forget about for most of the year. So
It'll still be alive when you
yeah,
come back.
They're very hardy.
They're just really easy to deal with. And so
That
yeah, we
is
have.
neat.
What do we have?
Goats. I have a dairy cow. I have a Jersey.
So you guys make your own milk and stuff?
Yep. So we drink all of our milk, and I just started doing
Delicious.
cheeses and
Mm.
yogurt and all that
I bet
stuff.
that's so good.
It's so good. Oh my gosh.
You're like, I'll never go back.
Seriously. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
That is very cool.
We have bees. Oh, buffalo.
Yeah.
We have two
We have
bison.
you
two-
have buffalo?
Yes.
2 buffalo.
They're our mascots, actually.
Yeah, they're
for our
they're-
logo.
They'll probably get a retirement. They're
That's
just because they were both bottle fed
Ah.
from the day that they were born.
very dependent.
So they love
Just
people.
social.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
So
cool.
it's like
That's cool.
Yeah, like we've ridden them and stuff.
Oh, that's
We have
awesome.
one big one.
Uh-huh.
They're like giant dogs.
Yeah, he loves a scratch under the chin.
Oh
They
my
just-
gosh.
They're like big dogs.
Uh-huh.
So
That is
it's
neat.
That is super cool.
So do you guys use them for, not the bison, but your cattle and stuff? Do you guys use them for your own personal consumption? Do you guys sell? Do you guys market? What do you guys do with them?
Yeah, we're still kind of early on. We have one steer that's up to butcher soon, and that'll actually be our first meat that we've done on our own. But
well,
that's
from a
the
cow
idea.
anyway.
From our cow, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we have pigs too. I forgot about the pigs.
Pigs. Yeah. Goats. So
Yeah. Okay.
You guys
little bit
kind of
of
have an
everything.
assortment
Got
of
our own
everything.
Little,
Yeah.
little micro farm out there.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That is really neat.
So yeah, and kind of the future with that is we do provide some food for guests in the hooch, just kind of some like fresh eggs from our
Sure.
chickens, and so like long term we do want to do sort of like a farm store type deal
Okay.
where we could sell sell to people and provide.
That's a good idea.
that would be really
Kinda like
neat.
farm to table meals for our
Yeah.
guests. And
Yeah.
Yeah, almost like you almost have like your own little kind of store on your property, so to speak. People could stop and buy your Highland cows or bison
Meat or whatever.
cattle,
Yeah.
pigs, whatever you want to grow. I mean, that's a really smart idea, actually. That is really cool. And I bet the guests would be absolutely ecstatic that they're eating local meat grown right there in the backyard. Oh,
Yeah, that
that's
are. I mean,
cool.
and we kind of got into it. We want to. If we're gonna eat meat, we want to be responsible for whether we're hunting it or
Sure.
Yeah.
harvesting it ourselves, and just being completely self-sustaining.
Mm-hmm.
And
I like that. That's an awesome lifestyle to live.
So yeah, that's the kind of challenging part with our daughter that doesn't want to eat.
Uh-huh.
Anything that's yours
But
on the farm.
we have to say like, this is a better way to do it because we're taking good care of these animals, and
Yeah.
like
You know where it comes from.
we know where it comes from. It's not,
You know what food you fed it. You know.
It's not. Yeah, it hasn't had a horrible life before it
Mhm.
went to a butcher. It had a natural life.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Meat tastes so much better when it's had a natural life versus just being kind of corporate raised, so to speak. And I just know the difference between like the Wagyu and stuff that I get for the restaurant for the burgers. Difference between that versus the corporate stuff that I used to be getting through Country Natural. I mean, they're a great company, but like the difference between the small micro farm raised cattle versus the big large ranches. I mean, the meat is just 10 times better. So
Yeah,
much better.
And then you can really see it with an egg.
Yeah.
You crack
Yeah.
open a free ranging
You got a nice
egg.
dark
it's
yolk.
different.
Yeah,
So
stiff,
good.
tall. Like
Yeah.
it's.
So,
That is really cool. Did you guys always kind of have that thought in mind when you bought the ranch of kind of creating your own little store, selling your animals?
I've always
did it
kind of
just like,
wanted. I've always wanted to do that. Even in Eagle, I wanted to do like I don't know, I'm in medicine, so I always want to do like an herbal apothecary
Yeah.
or like have some sort of an herb garden and then sell eggs. And we've always been into like growing our own food. Ever since I was a kid, I had
Yeah.
a garden and that sort of stuff. So I think that's always kind of been my dream. It's more realistic where we are now.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say it's way more logical out here. I feel
More
like the customer
accepted
base
out
is.
here.
Yeah, exactly.
That's cool. So you guys haven't been in the community very long. What do you guys think?
It's been great so far.
Yeah?
It's, I mean, it's...
You don't have to lie. I mean, you can tell us.
No,
No, we love it. We just want to
Yeah.
get more involved. We're just kind of getting our heads above water, I feel like, with the business. We've
Sure.
never owned our own business before.
Oh, that's tough.
So it's just stuff like that, and then running a bed and breakfast for the first time, and moving to a new town and new school and all this.
Yeah,
It's
you guys
just-
have had a lot of changes in a really
Yeah,
short amount of time.
Exactly, about 6 months, or a little over 6 months now. So, but we do want to get just more involved in the community and with the kids' school and you know, all
Yeah.
that stuff. So I think that's kind of where we're headed. But we like it so far.
Cool. Well, that's awesome. It's good to hear that you guys want to come here and be involved. I mean, a lot of people that that sometimes move here don't want anything to do with what's going on around, and you know that kind of ends up hurting the community. So that's really cool to see that you guys moved from a big city and want to immerse yourself in the local population.
Yeah, we really enjoyed your parking lot party.
Yeah.
That was kind of the thing that
Uh-huh.
we were worried about, like not having here, was just
Yeah,
stuff like that.
events like that.
That was our first one, but
was.
a lot of people loved it. And so next year we're going to start, like the first of every month, I want to start doing something like that, because there's just not a ton around here like that. And people want the opportunity to kind of socialize and get together and enjoy themselves.
Yeah, we've thought about doing something like that at our place
Yeah.
too.
You should.
Be-
100% you should. I have access to a stage if you guys need it. If you guys are going to do DJs, let
Yeah.
me know. Like, when we can
And you
make
guys have a
something work for you
pretty
guys.
place to do it.
Yeah.
Oh, we'd love to. I worry a little bit about being so remote, if people would actually drive out there, but
I bet you they would.
You'd be surprised, because we thought we
did-
got too much food and stuff like
Yeah.
we didn't know how many people were going to show up. And then it turned out, and we're like, we probably should have got way more
Yeah.
people showed up than we thought.
We had over 200 people show up to that, and we
Wow.
were not expecting that
No,
at all.
not at
throughout
all.
the night, it was awesome.
Yeah.
Really good turnout.
Our kids really enjoyed it.
Good.
They were,
Say-
Lucy loved what they call the Zorbs.
The bubble balls?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
The
Those things are
kids
so
love
fun.
it.
Yeah, can we go back to the rock store? And we're just like, there's probably not going to be a party going on today. Like,
Did you guys come out for the 4th of July?
Uh-uh.
So we do stuff for the 4th of July. So we have like a big barbecue and
Huge.
host a really
Yeah.
big fireworks show. So next
Best-
4th of July. And we bring out the bubble balls. And we put like that slide out there. It's a water slide. So we'll put water down it. The kids love
Oh,
it.
nice.
Yeah.
We would like that.
Yeah, it is so fun.
I think that's mostly why we're doing what we're doing, though, and wanting to get more involved in the community as our kids. Like,
Yeah.
not only our legacy for ourselves, but just making a better place, like leaving it better, for them.
Yeah.
Like when we were back in Boise, it's like you can't even buy a starter home anymore growing up there. Like
Oh
it's
my
just,
gosh.
it's so, I don't know.
I have friends in Boise right now trying to find new places to live, and they're
Mm-hmm.
like, I can't afford anything. Like, we're just moving back in with
Yeah,
my
that's
parents to
ridiculous.
save money.
Yeah.
And that's so sad that it's come to that.
Yeah, you have to be 30 years old and make $150K a year just to move out of your parents' house, just to afford anything. It's insane.
Yeah. Well, then we look at the age of our kids and just looking at, the progression of things there, and it would be a great place for them to grow up, but
Yeah.
it's just not a good place to stay long term.
Fair
I
enough.
agree.
And then they can always move later too, I mean, like they start out here, they learn small town local feels, and then when they go other places, they kind of get a full experience from everywhere. So
Yeah,
I think that's
yeah.
really important. That is really important. That's cool. So I had another question, but I kind of lost it. I did like what you were saying about wanting to be more involved with the community, about kind of putting more stuff in place so that your kids have a better life here, and that's what we're all about here with this podcast, is creating a better community for future generations. So what are we doing right now that's going to benefit us in 20, 30, 40, 50 years? And for me, there's not enough stuff for kids to do out here. There's not events going on. There's not some place that they can go to hang out collectively and have fun. Either kind of some kids get in a lot of trouble because they're out in the hills doing stuff they shouldn't be, and going out in the hills is part of life out here. But like there's a fine line between what they can do in town, because there's nothing for them to do. So like, hey, let's go in the hills, let's drink, let's party at a young age, and
Go get into trouble.
go get into
Exactly.
trouble, and so if we can kind of help keep that from happening, or kind of give kids a basis of like, oh hey, let's just go down to the rock store, let's go to the events, let's go to the ponds that they're building, let's go out to the River Ranch, they got an event going on this week, so just kind of give people a platform to kind of hang out and communicate on, basically. So that's kind of what we're all about. So I really liked what you said about that. That is cool. Really cool to hear.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
you guys should definitely think about hosting something at your guys' place too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we definitely.
I think that's a really cool opportunity.
We would definitely be asking you guys for advice on that.
Yeah.
We've never done anything like it.
We can go in on an event together. We would love
absolutely.
that. You guys have a beautiful piece of property. That way it gets the word out for people to see your place too, you know what I mean? And be like, oh, they have this bed and breakfast, or they're going to do this.
Yeah. We're working with a couple of, there's a gravel augmentation program that's starting up that we're kind of going to be the home base for. I think that's going to be in March, but they're
That's
trying to
cool.
increase the spawning grounds for the brown trout.
Oh, okay.
So we're working with them. And then the Friends of the Owyhee are doing a river cleanup December 3rd. So we're going to participate in that and kind of, offer a home base. So we're kind of getting there. It's just, I don't know. We're close to home in Boise, but far enough away that we just don't know a lot of the.
Yeah. Well, you guys haven't been here that long, but you seem to have done a lot in the short amount of time you've been here, which is super cool.
6 months is not a long time. I mean, I bought the store back in March, and the amount of changes that we've made, I mean, it kind of makes your head spin a little bit. So,
Looking back on it,
Imagine you guys are like, oh, we did all that. That's insane.
Yeah, it's like,
cool.
it's funny because, like, I was like, oh man, I'm going to get so good at fly fishing. And we've barely done it. Just like, I could walk out my back door and go, like, to some of the best fly fishing in the country. And you just, like, I could, but there's
always
something.
Yeah.
Like I'm behind on 20 things that.
Or the animals. We always have animal. Just I don't know. When you have animals, they throw curveballs left and right. It's like
it makes it hard to.
We only have dogs and cats, and they're enough sometimes. So I can't imagine a farm.
Seriously.
Just this morning, we had
our cow had a blow. For the first time. So I was Googling, of course, like how
to fix it.
blow in the cow.
So.
We did. It was quite the...
Goodness for Google these days.
You're like, we did it!
It was, I'm proud of us. I don't know.
Well, hell yeah, that is rad. I mean, thank God for Google, right? I mean,
and
being able to
YouTube,
and YouTube. Oh, that's how I learned how to do everything.
It was definitely it's funny because, like, we both grew up in subdivisions with just dogs and cats. And we got 4 chickens in a subdivision, and then
I did. Alex didn't want them. I brought them home one day.
We weren't even allowed to have chickens there. And then all of a sudden you have a bunch of livestock that and it's a very steep learning curve when you don't grow up doing any of that stuff.
That's funny. Yeah, I bet that's a lot. And I couldn't do it, so kudos to you guys. And I don't even want to try. So I'll just come to you guys to get my meat and all that stuff. So glad somebody's doing it.
No, we love it.
That's cool. But yeah, please, seriously, reach out. If you guys ever need anything when it comes to the events or when it comes to, social media. It looks like you guys have a great social media page. So you guys are doing a pretty good job with getting the word out there. So
we're just so new at it.
We could do better with that stuff.
That's okay. I took over the social media page when I moved here and started helping him. And people have said I've been doing a good job, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. So
yeah, I mean, we run 4 different social media pages at the moment, plus YouTube and the podcast platforms. I mean, it's kind of makes your head spin a little bit. But if you guys ever need any help with it, please, by all means, let us know. So that's really, really cool that you guys are wanting to do all that stuff. So in terms of the future, you guys going to kind of expand to other places? You guys going to stay here? What does that look like? Or if you guys even thought?
I think we haven't really thought past our 40 acres yet.
That's okay.
So there's a lot there. So we have thought about in the future putting in a couple like little cabins. Is kind of the,
Yeah. So
that would be
like full service
cool.
cabins, just dry cabin kind of thing.
Well, I'd love to have a lodge. I don't know if that's financially feasible, but to do like a lodge and a restaurant,
that would
be
awesome.
That
really
would
cool.
be so
especially
cool.
for everybody. Even if you don't stay at the ranch, just the folks that go back and forth to the lake, and campers that want to come have like a hot meal and stuff. I think that would be like my ultimate would be
phenomenal.
To have a.
Because there used to be a lodge at the lake. I don't know if you guys knew that. There used to be a lodge and a restaurant at the lake, but they had cabins and everything. But when the government kind of came in, they took a lot of that stuff out. My parents actually got married at the lodge back in the 80s or whenever it is they got, or 90s, whenever it is they got married. So in order to kind of bring something like that back, that would be phenomenal because there's enough traffic that comes for that. So
for sure.
And we've been trying to get our own kind of yurt stay up for a long time, but we've ran into a lot of problems with the planning and zoning, which is why I was asking you guys those questions. Because we were going to put in an RV park. But the county said, no, you can't have power or water to your RV spots. And we're like, okay, lame. So my lawyers said, okay, we found this clause, you can have power to your yurts. Sweet.
Do it off grid.
Yeah.
Get
So
a little solar thing.
Yeah.
I mean,
exactly.
then you totally cut out the
Be,
the politics.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
I like that idea. But then they came in and said, okay, well, here's 10 yurts. You got to have a yurt for every camp spot or dry camp spot or something like that. And they came back and were like, well, you can't have bathrooms in them. You can't have cooking stuff inside of them. And we're like, okay, so what's the point here? And then they tried to take away my water rights because I was going to do like water features and stuff throughout little like creek and pond, and because eventually I want to do a full like day park out here with a pond and like snow cone shack around it. So it was kind of going to tie into everything, but it's just been a pain. Yeah.
So, that's good you guys haven't had any issues with that, though.
Seriously. That is, you guys are one step ahead. But eventually we wanted to do a full destination like wedding. So we were going to do weddings and yurts and stuff like that. I mean, that's probably an avenue for you guys, too.
We've talked about
that would be a really good spot for you guys.
We thought about doing stuff like weddings, concerts.
Oh, that'd be so cool.
Really fun.
Yeah, our kids are obsessed with Coulter Wall. They think that he needs to come do a concert at our house.
Why not? More power to him.
And Steve Ranella, our daughter's always like, Dad, can you call Steve Ranella and tell him he should come do a show from our backyard?
So
that would be so fun, though.
I don't think it works that way, honey.
No.
But
we should get him on podcast out here. That'd be awesome.
There you go.
That would be cool. That would be wild if you could actually get him to come out here. But
that would be great. It's just like I think he's busy.
He might have a little more things to do than come out to our own little corner of the world. But that is really neat. I like that lodge and restaurant idea. I mean, obviously it's going to cost a shitload of money.
Yeah.
But honestly, when you guys get to that point, that'd be really cool.
It's a good dream to have.
Yeah.
Like the challenge of being off grid is it's expensive scaling up like that. Like,
you got more solar panels, more generators, more like how does all that work?
Well, we have a big diesel generator as a backup generator, but the biggest thing is the batteries when you're off grid are so expensive. The panels aren't that big of a deal, but you have to have enough batteries to support that.
Ridiculous.
And those are, I think the last ones that the previous owner installed was it was over 20 grand.
Oh yeah, that's not cheap.
For batteries.
Oh man,
so
that's kind of why we're turning to yurts too. Like that RV that we have or the trailer, it just is such a huge draw on electricity that it comes straight out of that diesel generator. We are going to do. We're working with someone to get some individual like solar panels that will run like a little mini fridge and provide all the power, and then you don't have to tie it into your electrical system.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's a really good idea.
That's neat. I like that. That's cool. I mean, obviously it's expensive, but I mean, it provides a very unique stay, and obviously you command a little higher prices to stay and stuff like that. So that's cool. I like that.
So I think you said on one of your other episodes you're thinking about doing something in Adrian.
Yes. So
yes, the grocery store.
Yes. So we're actually looking at building a grocery store. We have a school board meeting in December that we're actually going to talk to the school, because the school actually owns the land that we want to build on. And they talked about many years ago, 2018, I believe, when they first had the meetings of when they want a grocery store to come in, they were going to donate to someone local that wanted to build on it. So we're going to go in and see if that's still open and on the table to discuss that. But yeah, we definitely see a need for something like that in Adrian.
Adrian really needs it.
Yeah.
I agree. And in order to get more growth too, right?
Well, yeah, and then, everybody's taking their kids there to school
Yeah.
that are, real local.
Yeah.
So it's...
Exactly. And I've talked to so many people that are like, man, we would have moved to this area because it's so beautiful. We love the culture, we love the community, but there's nothing to shop at. There's no groceries unless I go to Ontario or Nissa or Homedale.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, let's see if we can make it work. So yeah, we have meetings. I actually have a 3D render being put together right now, so we can kind of see what it would look like on the property. And then they also have a warehouse behind it that we would turn into a distribution center for other small grocery stores to deliver groceries and stuff too. Because that's the problem we have is we go to town once a week to get groceries for the store from Winco, Costco, all those other places, and no one would deliver that to us. So we're like, well, let's help the other little guys out with what we want to do and provide jobs and industry in Adrian to kind of help support some growth, maybe kick out some of the weirdos that we have and, and bring in some,
There's some weirdos that hang out on the river. It's,
the river dwellers. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
Hot springs.
Yeah.
I bet those hot springs are interesting for you guys out there. You guys are pretty close to them too. So
About 2 miles.
Yeah, 2 miles up the road from the hot springs.
just
So
far
it's-
enough away.
Yeah, we'll go down the river just with the dog sometimes, and I'm like, we should probably move down the river a little bit.
Jeez,
Well,
sometime.
you can always come visit us, and then at least there'll be
I
That'd
would.
be awesome.
there'll be 40 acres.
We drive
with
by it
only 5
every time we go
weirdos.
there, and he's always like, they have this, they have that. Now I can put
I
a face
always
to
love
who
it.
lives there, but
I always love driving by it. It's such a cool place.
he does.
Such a
He told
really
me
neat
about
area.
it like right when we first
When
got
I first
together.
heard it sold,
Yeah.
I was like, damn, I really wanted that place. Obviously, I didn't have
Heard that from a lot of people.
It's
that are
amazing.
just like, oh, I wanted to buy that so bad.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's
You guys
so
are wanting
cool.
to do something with it, though. You know what I mean? Like seems like you have big potential for it.
Well, it's it just kind of really supports the ranching, the
Yeah.
kind of the small farm lifestyle
Yeah.
that we wanted to lead, and it just makes it a way that we could realistically
Yeah.
do it because it's not cheap. Like it's
Yeah.
it's
Yeah, you
it's
guys
really
did-
hard to make money at
Uh-huh.
having your own cattle.
Yeah,
unless
I
you have
bet.
a lot
I
of them.
bet.
Like, so it
Yeah.
just
And you guys you paid a pretty penny for that place when you bought it. So, I mean, just that alone right there is a pretty hefty commitment. But that's cool.
Well, we made a lot of money on our house in Eagle.
Oh, yeah,
That
I'm
is a
sure.
bonus. That is a
I know
bonus.
once you
That
said
was-
Eagle, I was like, yeah.
yeah, sold it to Californians.
There you
so,
go.
Unfortunately.
Whatever works.
for
I
better,
guess,
for better
right?
or worse.
Mhm.
Yes,
It played
served
out
us-
in your guys'
it
favor.
served us
So
well. Yeah.
That's cool. That is really cool. Yeah. So I mean, that's kind of what we want to do. We want to build more infrastructure for things like that to happen, so people have places to go, stuff to get their food, and more often than not, people want to buy from a local store versus going to Albertsons or M&W or stuff like that. So, and it would kind of help us be able to kind of diversify what we do here at the store. So rather than being an all-in-one store, we can kind of dial back a little bit, become more of like a sporting goods destination, like restaurant kind of spot, and then have more of the grocery in Adrian. So that's
That'd be
kind of our
great.
plan.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I have a lot of visions and ideas. I'm very much an idea guy, which is why I always ask people about the future, because I'm always thinking
Dreamer.
20 years ahead.
Yeah.
So I'm a huge dreamer. Sometimes it gets me in trouble, but she's my integrator over here, so she's kind of like,
I am not a
"Hold
dreamer.
on."
He'll be like, okay, 6 months. And I'm like,
Calm down.
I'm not even thinking 3 weeks from now. He's like, well, what do you want to do in 3 years? I'm like, I don't know what I want to do next week.
I don't
Like
know what I want for
n-
dinner tonight.
Yeah, like I do not work like that. So he'll talk to me about something. And I'm like, are we doing this now? He's like, no, not at all. And I was like, then why are we talking about it?
That's so funny. We're the opposite. I feel like I'm the dreamer, and Alex is Mr. Reality and has to bring
Someone
me back
there
down
has
to
to be-
earth.
That's totally,
That has to
yeah.
be one of
About
the-
balance, right?
Oh,
It is,
absolutely.
yeah. We help get those dreams done at a more logical pace.
How did you two meet?
Good question. You want to take that over?
So I used to cut hair off of Broadway, and I worked there for like almost 4 years. And I had a client of mine, and I dirt bike, and I needed somebody to dirt bike with. And so it was actually his old business partner, and he was like, "Well, I have a guy who dirt bikes. I'll have him hit you up." And I was like, "Okay, cool." But I figured because this guy's in his 40s, so I was figuring this person was in their 40s. Turns out we're the same age. It kind of just went from there. Yeah.
Oh, it was cool. I met this business partner through. I had an old clothing business, so we did Grubby is what it was called. So we went to off-road events and sold clothing and stuff like that. And so we're obviously huge into that. And she rode, and she cut his hair for a long time, and was like, "Hey, I know this girl." And he actually showed me a picture of her, and I was like, I kind of know who that is, because I just seen her like in photos and other places around with other friends that I have that ride dirt bikes and stuff. So I was like, man, we've always like kind of been in the same circle.
I had
but-
no clue who he was.
Yeah, she didn't, but I did. I'm a stalker. So yeah, I took her riding for the first time. That's kind of when we started like going back and forth. We really didn't like pursue a romantic relationship until after a little while, when we're like, kind of like you. Let's keep going. And then I asked her to move out here pretty quickly, actually, after we started dating, and she came to work for me.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
It's interesting. She took a leap of faith.
Yeah.
Kids in the future?
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
She wants a lot of kids.
I do. I want 2.
Okay, that's enough. Yeah,
I just want them soon.
We'll get there. I haven't asked her to marry me yet, but it definitely is in the plans in the future, very near future. Don't tell her, obviously. But yeah.
Maybe you guys can take us out on the trail sometime. We just bought a Can-Am.
Oh, fun.
We have not broken in yet.
Yeah, we have a few side-by-sides, so we could even take the side-by-sides.
Yeah,
There's some pretty cool
absolutely.
spots. You can, like, ride up to on top of the lake, and you can, like, look down into the lake.
We've been out on just the hills back behind the house and been able to, kind of bird's eye view down on the ranch. But
that's cool.
another one of those things we really want to do and just have not had the time to.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll definitely need to make a
get
plan
out.
for that because take you guys around Leslie Gulch, Sucker Creek, over the top of the
He
lake,
knows
Cherry
everywhere.
Creek.
It's so pretty.
I've lived out here my whole life, so I mean that was my stomping grounds was out there.
Nice.
That's cool.
Yeah, we're always down to do things
We'll
like
have
that,
to,
too.
there's actually a hot springs. Listeners, better close your ears because I don't want to dive into this information. There's actually a hot springs outside Watson, which is about 50 miles or so from here out in the desert. And kind of off of the Owyhee River, upper Owyhee River. And it's called Echo Hot Springs. It's pretty cool. It's kind of off the grid. Somebody built up a concrete tub many years ago, and you kind of plug the stream and fills up. And it's just kind of sitting on an outcropping overlooking the river.
Wow.
I've heard there's some really cool whitewater rafting up north of
There
the
is.
lake.
Yeah,
That's
up
another thing we
towards.
haven't done yet.
People do floats and stuff coming from. Oh shoot, what's that? That's name? Rome, Oregon. They'll put in they'll put in a raft at Rome and float all the way down through to the dam. It's neat. They'll do like 2 or 3 day rafting trips.
That's
down
cool.
there. It is really neat. And I know you guys mentioned you were working with the
Friends of the Owyhee.
Yes, thank you. And they do a lot of cleanup stuff out there.
Yeah.
Sammy, I believe, is the coordinator's
I've
name.
been emailing with him.
Yeah, he comes in here quite a bit. They always come in buy restaurant food and stop for gas and fuel and stuff. So
Yeah.
I really like Sammy.
It is really a bummer to see people that leave trash out there. It's
it's annoying. It's very annoying.
Yeah.
So I bet you guys see a lot of it flow down through your place.
That's not too. It's like below our.
It's more on the hot springs side over there.
We're kind of the delineation between like respectful fly fishermen and then, so where some of the
ne'er-do-wells.
Very much near the
Long-term
hot
campers
springs in
and-
that area. Yeah.
Yeah, we can see a lot
some
of
of
that.
the campers that stay for 3 months. And
Yeah, I mean, the more we can work to clean it up, the less likely people will
Yeah,
be
100%.
to throw their trash on top of the already accumulating pile.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where some people hate the business aspect of it, but that's kind of where business comes in, is where you guys are putting in more infrastructure on your place, making a little bit more money. You guys are able to spend some of that money to clean up the area around you and be able to provide people with a cleaner experience. So I think
And it
it's
brings in
really
people
important.
who care about the community rather than people who want to trash
Yeah,
it. You know what I mean?
exactly.
The people coming, I mean, not all of them, but a lot of them are coming to enjoy what we have around us. They're not coming to wreck it. You know what I mean?
So yeah, being able to provide a bigger place for them to come to is really cool. So I really love what you guys are doing.
Yeah. I'm excited for you guys.
Yes.
That's
fun
super
so far.
exciting.
Keep
Yeah.
your head above water. It gets
Yes.
better, I promise.
trying.
Takes a while, but it does get better.
I know. He's been in the business thing for a while, and I've only, 7 months, and I'm like, I'm tapping out. I can't do it. This is rough. I'm like, oh my goodness.
Well, some days you do just have to take a step back
Yeah.
and just, I don't know,
Take a breather.
Yeah, it's
binge Ink Masters for a day or something.
Yeah,
and just,
exactly.
Like, forget about it. Like,
Yeah.
that's been our.
We'll do it the next
lately.
day.
Yeah,
It'll be
it's like,
okay.
this-
Yeah.
Our problems will still be here tomorrow. We
Yeah.
can take a
and
deep
probably
breath
new
and-
ones too the next day. So
and then going into it, I had this delusion that we get one bad Yelp review, and then like the whole
world
the
will
whole
crumble
thing's gonna
down.
come crashing
Yes.
down, and it's like people are just always want to give you they're there to.
They're there to enjoy.
We've
it.
had guests there that they're paying to stay there. Like, hey, do you need any work done around here? And it's just like, no.
You're like, wait, what? You're
enjoy
paying-
yourself.
Yeah.
You're-
Hold on.
Yeah.
But yeah, people are
nice.
People are nice,
Yeah.
and they want to give you second chances and third chances if something's not working right.
Yeah.
So it's
They do. Yeah. And
That's how I think too. One bad thing goes wrong, and I'm like, this is it. And he's like, it's okay. Tomorrow will come. And I'm like, I don't think
they'll
so.
be back. I promise. But,
They
yeah.
always come back.
As long as you guys are obviously cordial, nice, providing the best service that you can, people will always 100% come back. So that is really cool. Anything else you guys got? Anything cool you want to share? When's this event that we're going to plan happening?
Yeah. That's something we will have to talk about, definitely.
Yeah, for sure. We would love it.
Come springtime.
Our kids would really love it.
Even if we just did one, see how it goes. I think it'd be really cool.
Yeah, our kids would love to have more kids out there. They get
Oh,
so
I
excited
bet.
whenever families come, and especially our 5-year-old. She's like, they have a baby, or
That's
someone to hang out with.
Kids,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
And it gives them a new opportunity to meet different kids. You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
That's cool. Yeah. Well, I absolutely love that you guys have come on.
Thank
for
you
being a part of
guys.
Thank
this.
you.
It was
So-
awesome having you.
Yeah. Alex, Jenny, thank you guys for coming on. We are. Go ahead.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you.
Absolutely. We're going to sign off, everybody. Thank you for tuning into episode, 6?
6, I think.
We
yeah.
had the owners of Owyhee River Ranch on here, so these guys are amazing guests. You guys are going to have to look them up on. Where can we find you guys? Instagram, Facebook?
We have an Instagram. It's Owyhee River Ranch.
Okay.
Perfect.
And then I don't know what our farm Instagram is. We have a separate one for our farm that's over yonder.
Gotcha. Okay.
I think it's just over yonder farms
Okay.
or something.
We'll link
Yeah.
all of them
Yeah.
to our page here, so
I'll
that
send
way
them to
people
you.
can follow you
Yeah,
guys.
yeah.
So
Sweet.
cool. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Cool.
Keep it local, everybody.